Huyu Ruto hatupangii mema. Alikuwa ametopanga kutumaliza 2007, hakuweza. Wakashikana na Uhuru, tukamchagua kama deputy president. Akakuja hapa akajificha, akatubebeleza na dini na kanisa, tukamchagua kama rais. Ile kisu tulimpatia kupitia kura yetu ndio amechukua sasa, anatumia kumaliza jamii yetu.
Ladies and gentlemen, why is it that Rigathi Gachagua has insisted that he will maintain his way of politics despite being branded a tribalist? Why is it that no matter what happens from the government side, he still does the same way of politics? The same way of politics in the sense that whenever he's in the mountain, he's dealing with the mountain interests, always addressing the issues of the people of the mountain. We all know that the mountain people play a significant role on the way of politics in this country. Right now, if they decide to keep quiet completely in terms of the one-term movement of President William Ruto, it will be almost dead in the entire country. So therefore, their liveliness, it is what is making this one-term movement to be lively as well. And we have to know that the criticism of the government from the mountain region, the political stability, the political stamina of the mountain people, is the one that is making William Ruto to put his antennas up, ensure that he's working or else he's going home. That is why we are hearing him having projects like trying to do the Nakuru-Nairobi highway. Because he knows that the mountain people are not a joke. So therefore, we have to give accolades to these people because of the way they are doing their politics. But why is it that Rigathi Gachagua keeps on talking about them despite knowing that the mountain people are conscious? Why is it that he keeps on talking about the interests of the mountain people? Despite being branded a tribalist, others saying that is why he was impeached. Now and then, Rigathi Gachagua comes out to speak. He addresses the people of the mountain and addresses the mountain interest so long as he's in the mountain region. On this particular video, I want to take you through step by step on why Rigathi Gachagua is doing that. But before I do so, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mukwa Times, please take a second or two to subscribe. After subscribing, my number is always here. After watching the video, you can always call me, share with me to enlighten me on how I can do political analysis further. Also, I want to better my game, and when you share with me, I get to learn. For those who are willing to support the channel, you're all welcome. My number is this one that you always see on the screen. Now, let me dive in the topic today, but before I do so, let me give you 2 seconds to subscribe. Now, why is it that Rigathi Gachagua is maintaining his game despite being branded a tribalist? We've not seen him in other parts of the country campaigning. We've not seen him in Kisii here ever since he was impeached. He has just gone to Kajiado and Ukambani on invitation to church functions. But the interests of the people of the mountain remain the most serious priority for Rigathi Gachagua. Why is that so? Now, remember very well that Rigathi Gachagua was an MP just one term. Then, while he was an MP, the campaigns started, which means it was just 3 years down the line, and the campaigns started. But for those who remember, William Ruto campaigned for 4 years continuously. So it's a clear indication that Rigathi Gachagua was also in the campaigns for 4 years because they were also supporting President William Ruto at large. So this is what happened. Rigathi Gachagua went and campaigned for President William Ruto under William Ruto, meaning they were championing William Ruto's interests based on how he was treated in government, the interest about 2027 and stuff. Now, after the campaigns, he won the votes for Ruto. He ensured that people have voted for Ruto, and the people of Mount Kenya were able to reject Raila Amolo Odinga despite being asked by Uhuru Kenyatta to vote for Raila. Now, one thing we have to remember, it is that Rigathi Gachagua's campaigns were majorly within the mountain region. Keep that in mind as we proceed on this analysis. I want to bring it up somewhere towards the end. Now, Gachagua at the back of his mind, he knew very well that if he campaigns well, he's going to be considered to be the deputy president of William Ruto. And indeed, he became one. The moment he was confirmed, Rigathi Gachagua's eyes were on 2032. So he wanted to brand himself as a presidential material. But there's one thing he also remembered. He did not campaign for William Ruto because he was the deputy president as such. It was basically to win the votes against Raila Amolo Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta. So when he was campaigning in the mountain, he took the votes to William Ruto, the support to William Ruto, because even now and then he was praising William Ruto right, left, and center, while castigating Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga. So by the time they were joining government, he did not have a backyard. He did not have the support. He did not have the mountain with him. He was not the kingpin. Now, William Ruto was happy about that. Why? He was the one that was assumed to be the kingpin of the mountain. He was the one controlling the mountain. So he knew very well that so long as he's in charge of the mountain, he can be able to sustain until 2027 and even beyond. So he did not want any person from the mountain to unite the mountain people behind him. And that is the major reason, according to me, as to why Rigathi Gachagua was impeached. One of the major reasons. So once Rigathi Gachagua indicated that he's eyeing 2032 and that he needed to solidify the mountain people around him, he became an enemy of the people. An enemy of William Ruto and his team. So ladies and gentlemen, at that point, Rigathi Gachagua had decided to go and get the mountain behind him so that he can have the political strength to propel William Ruto to 2027 and as a result, go ahead to 2032 as a formidable candidate. But now William Ruto did not want Gachagua to have the mountain behind him. Why? He knew very well that from being the kingpin of the mountain, he'll be able to push the people of Mount Kenya to call for some things. He'll be able to have the strength politically to ask for some things that he is not able to provide for the people of Mount Kenya. So Rigathi Gachagua was always troubled. How do I get this chance of getting the mountain people around me? And when he tried, it could not work. William Ruto started what you call checkmating him. In that, whenever he indicated that he wants to unite the mountain behind him, William Ruto could empower somebody and be portrayed as a potential replacement for Rigathi Gachagua in 2027. So Rigathi Gachagua could cool down. But the moment the impeachment came, it was actually an opportunity for Rigathi Gachagua now to take on President William Ruto and get the mountain back. So all the politics that we are seeing of Rigathi Gachagua right now, it is basically to build his political strength and have the mountain around him. Up to this point, he knows that he does not have the entire mountain around him. He knows that. And he's working day and night to win the hearts of the people of Mount Kenya. Hence the reason as to why he's always championing for the people, for the interest of the people of Mount Kenya day and night. That's why he has not already focused to other parts of the country to campaign. So he's first of all solidifying the mountain people around him, the mountain bloc, because he knows that is a source of political strength. Also, Rigathi Gachagua is the best when it comes to the politics of the mountain. He's best at that. And in politics, you don't take people where they are best in. You take them where you are best in. So Rigathi Gachagua is basically taking William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga to what he can do best. Remember, as we speak today, William Ruto and the entire broad-based government are taking the country towards what we call the tribal blocks. That's why we see kingpins like Alias Anjoho, Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya, Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula, Raila Amolo Odinga, kingpins of various regions, so that they can come together and support William Ruto in 2027. And that is the clear indication of tribal politics. So, Rigathi Gachagua has decided, if you are taking me to the best game at which we are of kingpins, let me also win the kingpin of the mountain region, where he's best in. So he's not interested in other kingpins first. He wants to be the kingpin of the mountain. So that whenever we are coming with the issue of numbers, he has the numbers. Whenever he's coming the issue of having a sure block, he has a sure block. So that is going to be the game that is going to face William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga together with other opposition leaders in 2027. So Rigathi Gachagua is building his base. There's no way he can win the people of the mountain region until he does that one thing that will be able to get into the hearts of the people of Mount Kenya. Right now, he's loved based on impeachment, and I've done a video on that, based on the attacks on him through goons, based on being branded as a tribalist. But one time, not far from now, something will happen that will completely lock the mountain behind Rigathi Gachagua, or maybe something can happen that can enable any other leader being in charge of the mountain, but most likely Rigathi Gachagua, and as a result, the mountain will be fully packed for 2027. So therefore, what Rigathi Gachagua is doing is basically solidifying his base. Why? Every person, like right now, William Ruto is not so much interested in what is happening in the Rift Valley. Why? Because that entire block is behind him. Despite if Matiang'i stands, I'm sure today, you will get votes from there. And I'm going to do an extensive video on that. So therefore, William Ruto has the Rift Valley. Raila has the Low Nyanza. And also probably more than halfway of the Luhya people. And Joho has a better percentage of the coast region. Kalonzo has the Kamba region. Matiang'i has the Gusii region. So everyone has his own backyard. So Gachagua is building his backyard, his political base, something that will give him the negotiating powers going 2027. The question whether he's going to go for presidency or not, that is entirely upon him. But the fact is that Rigathi Gachagua is simply maintaining his politics just to have the mountain around him. And that is what will define his political ability. I don't know what's your take. On the comment section, share with me and let me hear what is your opinion. Thank you so much. See you next time.